Hi all, Hiba here. So yesterday I gave you the Smoke Plymouth video that I wanted to give you first, and today I'll give you the Agile build video. And these videos are very different. We do very different things, but we end up with roughly the same XP. So don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment, guys. I read all the comments, so yeah, don't hold back. And let's have a look at the Agile build here. So like I said, this is a full Agile build, and it's not a build I really recommend for this ship here. If you want to go this way, Edinburgh is a much better choice. Yeah, really. I only did this because people want to see an Agile build, and it does work. But you have to play a little bit more carefully than you otherwise would in an Agile cruiser, unfortunately. And that also makes even Agile builds on this ship here like a little bit boring, to be honest. And if you know this channel, then I don't like boring ships and I don't like boring builds. So here, full Agile build, all the usual perks and stuff and whatever fully packed that we like to have. On the ships, we have whatever you want there, and then we have double rudder, and in the last spot, we have the improved reload. I think you should pick that in all circumstances. 4 heals, pretty good. And we have 3 sonars and 3 radars. 9.9 range, by the way, is 0.9 longer than Edinburgh. That's a plus. We got 1 extra torp and 1 extra barrel per turret. 2.2 rudder and 35 knots. So that's 0.3 seconds slower than Edinburgh and about a knot slower as well, which is weird. But anyway, let's get into the battle here. So like I said, if you saw my Plymouth video about, with the smoke build, you saw I think we got roughly 3000 XP in that battle, and we got Confederate high caliber and a Kraken, because, well, damage is your thing with that build. But this build is an Agile build where you are more doing support stuff, as in, capping and primarily getting rid of destroyers. And it's a good example of, different playstyles with different objectives, actually giving you the same XP in the end. Of course, you're not going to get the medals because for some reason there's no medals for, playing the objectives. But yeah, who knows? I'm not going to be negative about that. But yeah, maybe a little bit negative. Anyway, like I said, Agile build, not the way to go with this ship here. Like I said in the beginning, if that's your thing, I would pick Edinburgh instead for sure. And if you've got Minotaur, that's also a good pick. I just have to be careful because it's just as squishy as Plymouth is. And Plymouth is very squishy. It's got 16mm armor at the bow and the stern, and you can pretty much get overmatched by pretty much anything that's not a destroyer. So yeah, keep your wits about you, especially when you don't have smoke, because you can't just disengage from a bad situation. You are pretty much you're all in. So these guys have chosen to totally give up the sea cap, which is probably not the best move. But it does mean that pretty much all the red ships are going to be over here at this cap here. And again, that's why I'm playing a little bit conservative here. It is an Agile build, but like I said, if you play this thing too Agile, you're just going to get, well, deleted. So I've said it a few times now, I'll say it again. If that's your thing, play Edinburgh instead. It's a much better Agile cruiser. This is not a very good Agile cruiser. Now I've said it, and that should be the last time. So my spider sense tells me that there's a destroyer in the cap now. And I cannot explain that. I don't know, I must have noticed something in the battle, because it's fairly obvious that I know there's a destroyer in there. And it's been a few days since I played this battle, and I cannot, for the life of me, remember what it was that tipped me off. But something definitely made me totally switch my position here. Perhaps the Baltimore got reset and the cap didn't reset completely. That's probably it now that I'm thinking about it, but I cannot be sure. But anyway, I know there's a destroyer in here, and I am going to hunt him down, because that's what we do in Agile cruisers, right? And we have the Kagera broadside here, and this is where Plymouth's AP can really show off. And this guy must have used all his torps, because he's not doing anything. And done, gone, and that's it. that's what you do in an Agile cruiser. Yeah, don't sit back, because then you cannot kill the destroyers. If you want to sit back, then don't put an Agile build on your cruiser. Put the smoke build on, or an offensive build, or a concealment build, or something. Because Agile builds only work when you work within the kill zone. And that's, like with battleships, about 11 kilometers. Cruisers up till 9 kilometers. And with destroyers, well, the closer the better, pretty much. So we end up with like, I think 100,000 damage less than in the smoke build video, and 4 kills less. I think I end up with only that single kill here. But as I said, what we're doing here, we're playing the objectives. And that's what you get XP for. And I really only care about XP in this game here. I don't care about kills. I don't care about high calibers or Confederates or whatever you have. I like Krakens, but also, like, if I can choose 500 extra XP over a Kraken, I will always choose the XP. And that usually means going to like a remaining cap and leaving like a low health cruiser left. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. That's my way of playing. So there's also a myth that, I mean, some people think that to have monster games, you need to get lots of medals. And, not really. Like, ribbons is what counts. And when I talk ribbons, I talk about defense, I talk about solo captures, I talk about spots. As you see, I have 5 spots. That's the stuff that counts. That's the stuff that's important. Like, anyone can do damage, and when you have these builds here, that's not your main purpose. Of course, it's nice if you do it, but it's not. Leave it up to others who probably have better builds for doing that. So that's why I purposely chose these 2 Plymouth battles here, that the one with the smoke and then this one here in the Agile build, because they're so different. The builds like create totally different playstyles and also totally different objectives. If you want to get like a good XP in the smoke build or damage build or concealment build, whatever you want to call it, you have to do damage. And if you want, a good result in the Agile cruiser, well, then you have to push in, and you have to cap, and you have to shoot destroyers. And that's what we did. And, a screen like this doesn't look as impressive. Like, there's no high caliber, there's no Confederate, there's no Kraken, there's no 5 kills and stuff like that. But the XP is the same. So that's why, I mean, Agile cruisers, they have a specific role to play and a specific job to do. And when you do that correctly, you will get plenty of XP. And if you don't do it correctly, well, then you're probably gonna be a little bit disappointed in Agile cruisers. And I think that's what happens to many people when they play them, because they don't play them right. If you're not the first ship in a cap in an Agile cruiser, advice number 1, you're playing them wrong. Because I see so many people playing, I'm gonna play a Hipper build now. And then they, take a cruiser out, and the first thing they do is, assume the HE spamming position where they're like 12, 13, 14 kilometers from the cap, and then they sit there and they shoot HE until someone starts to chase them, and then they kite away. I mean, that's not an Agile build. Sorry. that's just, I don't know what that is, but that's not what I advocate on this channel here. And if you watch any of my videos, I don't think you can pick a single video where I do that. And if you can, let me know, because then I'll remove it from the channel, because I don't want to have that stuff on there. So yeah, just a word of not warning but caution. So I just miss out on the kill on that stupid summoner there, but it doesn't matter. And also had an awesome team in this battle here. I mean, we totally wiped the red team. And like I said, I don't usually put up these battles here where it's just a total, steamroll. But the XP was so close to what I got in the first battle with the smoke build that I thought, okay, I'm going to use this just to, put a very fat line under my point of what is an Agile cruiser and what is an Agile build and what are you supposed to do. So I hope that came through. So anyway, we are just about to finish the battle here with 1,000 points to 49. So that was it. And as you can see, like it's very similar to the smoke battle. Even the enemy XP is also very similar, even on a per ship basis. But as you can see, I got the same amount of XP. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you out there.